Before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's President CEO Tansley Stern's podcast, Despite Impossible. Now on to the show.
Studio Lounge interviews at Q Symposium, brought to you by Q's, Ernest Consulting Group, Park Street Partners, and Despite Impossible.
Hey everybody, Mike Lawson here with CE Broadcast. Welcome back to our continued coverage of the 2025 Q Symposium here in beautiful Kauai. And look who I have here, two fine gentlemen here from the credit union industry. Right next to me we have J.R. Pierman from ASAPP Financial Technology. How are you?
I'm doing great, Mike. Nice to be here.
Good to see you as well. And then we have Ken Shea from East Coast Credit Union. Where in East Coast are you?
We're in Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, Ken.
between Dartmouth and Cape Breton. Yeah.
Wow. You are literally, you probably had the longest trip here, maybe.
Yeah, it was 13 hours of flight without stop. So
Good grief. Nova Scotia to Hawaii. Wow.
But
Yeah, I think you
a
win
lot
the
of
prize.
gratitude to be here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Much better place to be.
It's probably, what, 4 degrees there?
Yeah,
if not?
exactly. Yeah.
You went from 8 degrees to 80 degrees.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Here we are. Well,
We're
glad to
happy.
have you here. Thanks for coming on out. And so today we're kind of talking about a kind of a mini success story here with two of you working together in a business sense. So share with me, give us a quick 411 on ASAPP Technologies real quickly here.
Yeah, ASAPP Financial Technology. Our mission is to help our credit union client partners compete against direct-to-consumer fintech. So we've worked with the credit unions for many years, first in kind of marketing agency role and over the last decade in the software side of the world.
Okay.
And so the transition, though, is really pretty natural for us because we've really felt that credit unions have this great ability to connect with their members, but sometimes struggle to bring technology forward. And so we thought we could play a role in helping with that, and we've had an opportunity to do that with about 50 credit unions in Canada, including East Coast Credit Union.
Good job. All the way up in Nova Scotia. Yeah. Who would have thunk? Yeah. So share with me, Ken, what attracted you guys to ASAPP, and then how did you guys work together to get the ball rolling?
I think we've been involved with ASAPP since about 2019.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
for a number of years now, and really what drew us to them as a partner was the ability to create more of a digital approach. We were very good on the one-to-one member relationship at the counter, but we really needed more help to try to bridge the gap as we tried to get more omni-channel or develop more of a digital presence.
Yeah.
And so ASAPP were a great partner in helping us with digital onboarding for new accounts. We've done a lot of deposit business through the platform, and we've done some lending. We're not been as successful as we'd like to be, I don't think, on the lending side, but we continue to work with them and develop the product. And we're going through some changes with our banking system, and so we're trying to figure out how we kind of make all those things fit together as we move forward. But yeah, it's been a lot of good things have happened. We've had a very strong relationship. I think Jared and his team have been supportive as we tried to develop these products and opportunities to create better experiences for members. And so so it's been a good relationship, I'd say.
So how has the business relationship between the two organizations evolved since 2019? Because obviously we're talking here about digital transformation. Yeah. So digital transformation is an evolution and a never-ending journey, as we all know. Yeah. So how has that evolved? You want to go first, JR?
Sure, I can talk. Yeah, I mean, so like Ken was saying, a lot of the relationship was started around the account origination side and digital channels adoption for East Coast Credit Union. But along the way as well, there's been lots of great, just natural conversations that have happened with the team, especially the lending team at East Coast. So, our platform has had a lot of evolution, of course, over the last decade. And I think specifically on the lending side, there's been some really great feedback that we've been able to incorporate in that came from Ken's team. Sometimes that comes up with, hey, this doesn't work the way we expected it, and that's really the learning that we get with our client partners.
You want that such feedback, right?
Absolutely, it's great. So that's been for us evolution, and then as Ken was mentioning, over the past year, we've been working with East Coast Credit Union and their partner, Lead Data, on the integration with their new core banking system as well. So that's another way, a large digital transformation project that they're undergoing that we're partnered with as well.
So what lessons have you guys learned in working together? Because obviously, I mean, the title of our talk today is Lessons and Opportunities in Digital Transformation.
So lessons learned, I guess, is with this stuff, you want it to happen fast, but you also have to be patient. And so I think it's really working together makes a big difference. So it's being able to have that open dialogue with supplier, that supplier relationship, and more of a partner relationship, I think, so that you realize that you're working together to kind of improve the longer term state. And so I think our team has been fairly good at trying to make sure that we're providing the right kind of feedback and helping with anything we see in the product that can be improved. And I think JR and his team have been good to take that feedback and try to help make it better. And
that's how a product gets better.
I think it is about collaboration.
For sure.
It's more than just here's the product and we move forward. It's how do we work out better together.
How have things improved or enhanced since this? I mean, maybe just in the last year or so.
Yeah,
I mean,
some examples. I think we use the product more than just the digital. So we use the account opening process in our branches too. So when we first did it, we were looking at just kind of like how do we augment our existing infrastructure, and over time we've said, well, maybe this becomes a better piece of what we're doing in some of these other areas. So there's been those kind of things that have happened. Some of the stuff that we've talked about with lending, so originally it wasn't maybe going to be as fully baked in the lending, but we're working to try to make that better, because I think there is an opportunity to get a better digital platform on the lending side, and so working together, hopefully we'll get there.
Right on. You want to add anything to that too?
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, working with partners like East Coast Credit Union, we see it really is that evolution, and so it's how is their team able to create deeper member engagement, better staff effectiveness, and more process efficiency. Those are kind of the three things for us that are always objectives. Like beyond the technology, it's like those end ROI based goals for a credit union. And coupled with that, we see the need for staff adoption around the change, which is and a lot of that happens on the credit union side. But of course, we try to participate in that. We try to share our ideas in terms of how to get staff engaged in the process, and then ultimately member communication is so important. And for us, because we came from that marketing background, I think we try to again encourage different parts of the platform that can be levered to drive that member communication, which ultimately for change to happen and for it to be a benefit for the members, you got to be communicating with them continuously. So I think that's for us is a big part of it.
Well, and that enhances the trust the members have in the credit union, right? Ken? Yeah, they're looking for that. They want you to know them, so to speak.
And change is hard for everybody, no matter whether you're right. So having the right communication process, the right support for staff, having people able to call and get assistance when they need it, those kind of things help to build that trust, which makes you more likely to be willing to push for the change. Because whether it's members or staff, a change is always hard for people. So
got to get them to buy in.
Exactly.
And when they see it working, they will buy in for sure. For sure. So what are next steps? What are next steps, and what's on the horizon for 2025?
Yeah, well, as Ken mentioned, they're right in the middle of their transformation on their core banking platform, which, again, behind the scenes, we've been working with their partner to make sure all that integration is in place. So that's all. We have a number of Atlantic credit unions that are up and live on that integration. So we're excited for that to happen with East Coast. And then, our platform over the past decade has expanded beyond just the origination side. So we also support the onboarding and the understanding and the growth of membership through our CRM and enterprise content management and opportunity engine, so the data analytics part of the platform. So we're excited for East Coast to look at some of those opportunities. And for us, origination is only that first part, but then how can you really help take from a single product member that is expensive to attract, and then help them really have those other products that and services from the credit union that are a benefit to the member and obviously helps retention of membership for the credit union as well. So
lots of benefits, lots of upside here for sure, as you're experiencing right now, Ken. So good stuff. I want to bring it back to the last question here. Bring it back to the conference here. So what's the message that you're conveying to folks out there, kind of as a team, if you will?
From our side, I think Ken hit on it, and then the conference, it was one of the topics this morning is collaboration. I mean, for us, it is like we don't feel we have customers, we feel we have client partners. We always look to be a strategic partner for for our credit unions we work with, because it's through partnership and collaboration that can be successful. So I think that's a big topic for us here, and aligns well with the conference.
That's how it works, Ken.
I think same for us. It's trying to make sure we've got the right approach for members, and trying to pick the right strategic partners to deliver that. And ASAPP's been one of those partners for us over the last number of years. So thought it'd be good to tell you a little bit about the story.
Thanks for the message today, guys.
Thanks,
It's good stuff. I love sharing success stories like this, and it seems like this is just getting going still. So the best is yet to come. So
absolutely
good stuff, guys.
Thank you.
Well, appreciate the time.
Thanks.
Keep up the good work in your respective areas.
Thanks.
And look forward to having you guys back on again.
Awesome.
Studio Lounge interviews at Q Symposium, brought to you by Q's, Ernest Consulting Group, Park Street Partners, and Despite Impossible. A quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's present CEO, Tansley Stern's new podcast, Despite Impossible.